Senator Seriake Dickson of Bayelsa West has voiced strong criticism of Governor Douye Diri's defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress. The former Bayelsa State governor described the move as a setback to Nigeria's multi-party democracy. Speaking in Abuja on Wednesday, Senator Dickson acknowledged that the ongoing internal crisis within the PDP and weak national leadership have significantly weakened democratic growth in the country.
On the specifics of Bayelsa, since I left and handed over to all the members who used to be part of my team, and I left, unlike others who are godfathers. I've not been a godfather. I just left everything. No requests, no demands, no pressure. Only being available for consultation and advice, that's all. As in this case, the governor consulted me several times to his credit. And I was not convinced because I didn't see any compelling reason for a second-term governor to defect. No reason. And we know the issues in the PDP, but issues are there to be solved by the governors and the leaders. Have they not been the leaders of the parties? But that's where we are. I've not made a comment on issues about myself since I left. But I'm just using this to say that I am still standing gidigba in the PDP that gave my Bayelsa people, my Joe people, and the Niger Delta people an opportunity to run election to emerge as vice president of this country, acting president of Nigeria, and president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, PDP. This other party cannot do that.
He expressed concern over the impact of defections like Governor Diri's, warning they undermine political stability and democratic diversity.
Here, there are also developments in my state. And I will issue a full statement on that in due course. But let me tell you that I am where I have been. I am where I am. I don't believe that Nigeria should be a one-party state. And as a soldier of democracy, I'm used to the ups and downs of democratic practices and democratic life, and political life especially. And I'm still as constant as the Northern Star, steadfast in the People's Democratic Party, and working with my colleagues and friends to ensure that problems in the party are solved. And I hope that the governors and the leadership working committee who created this mess in our party, all of them, and who, instead of showing leadership, have created this mess and ensured that it has persisted for this long. And they are the ones now bailing out after creating the problem that they could not solve or refuse to solve. It's very sad. Very, very sad. It's making Nigeria look small and making our country's democracy look ridiculous. I was telling a body of civil society organizations that invited me to give a talk. I said, you don't need to look far to know how the Nigerian political class is committing class suicide. Look at Ghana. You see how people lost election. President Mahama now lost elections, stayed, contested against the other party, Akufo-Addo's party, lost, stayed in his party. The political leaders of NDC in Ghana did not abandon NDC. They didn't decamp to the NPP. President Mahama waited after the 8-year tenure of Akufo-Addo, contested against Akufo-Addo's no rigging, at least in the way and manner we know it here. And President Mahama today is sitting as president of the Republic of Ghana for the second time. So in Ghana, they have established a tradition of a party losing power to the opposition, and all politicians in that party that has been defeated stay put, reorganize and rebuild and consolidate and rebrand. Or in Nigeria, everyone is rushing to the ruling party. You don't even know what is pursuing them or what they are pursuing. Huh? You don't really know what they are pursuing or what is pursuing them. But whatever it is, belittles our democracy and endangers our multi-party democracy. I believe in a multi-party Nigeria. A plural Nigeria can only thrive on a plural democratic environment.
On another front, Senator Dickson addressed the controversy over President Bola Tinubu's nomination of Professor Joash Amupitan as chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission.
I've made inquiries, I've spoken to senior lawyers across the country, and what has occurred to me is that there's some kind of confusion between his name, Amupitan, Professor Amupitan, a professor of law at the University of Jos, and another professor, Professor Osipitan also, who is of the University of Lagos or Lagos State University or things like that. And after speaking with a number of people, there's no compelling evidence showing that he was indeed part of the legal team of the president as speculated.
The senator lent his full support to the nomination, stressing that opposition politics should not be mere blind antagonism.
By the Constitution, it is the responsibility of the president to forward the name of INEC chairman to us, and he has done that. I know there are people who say a president who is partisan should not have that power, but that is not the law as it is. That is the law as it ought to be, probably. By the existing law, it is the constitutional responsibility and prerogative of the president to forward a name. And if I find that worthy, I support. The other day, they declared an emergency in Rivers State. I came here to condemn it, and I still do so. You can't be wrong and get right. Wrong, wrong, wrong. He proposed a law on taxation reform. I supported it because I'm a federalist. I'm not in this political service for other considerations. I'm in it to advance my ideals and values that are bigger than me, that are bigger than all of us.
He hailed the appointment of the senior advocate of Nigeria as INEC chairman as historic, noting it could boost the electoral body's credibility and strengthen Nigeria's democracy going forward.
I find it promising that for the first time, a senior advocate of Nigeria has been nominated and put forward for this very sensitive national assignment. He's a professor of law and a senior advocate. And that means he's not only an erudite scholar, it also speaks to integrity as a senior advocate of Nigeria. And as you all know, there have been several professors who have had to pilot the affairs of INEC, including the outgoing one, immediate outgoing one, Professor Yakubu Mahmood, a very brilliant professor of political science, I must say. And there have been several professors, but none of them have been a professor of law and a senior advocate of Nigeria.